Okay, these speakers, these Tannoys, are some old 69 or 70 Lancaster Studio Golds. A unique story how they came to be in Iowa or Nebraska or in this area at all is I was traveling back from Los Angeles in the van, and the van breaks down. And I don't know why it broke down, but all I brought was a t-shirt and like about $100. So I only had enough money for gas and stuff, so couldn't figure out how to get it back started. It was a mess. Walked up the street to get some beer, came back, the cops pulled me over, and they said, if you drink that beer in there, we're gonna take you to jail. And I was just like, but it doesn't even start. What if I throw the keys into the ditch? He said, I'll still take you to jail. I was like, well, okay. And so he leaves, and I'm sitting there deciding whether or not it's worth going to jail to drink 1 Miller High Life. Then I look up in the rearview mirror and I'm being pulled over by another cop. I think it's the same guy come back to arrest me. He comes up to the car and he's like, what's going on, car trouble? Different guy. I said, yeah. I said, I'm waiting for my brother. He's driving 8 hours to come tow me back to Omaha. And he's like, you want to go anywhere else? Or he's like, I noticed you don't have a jacket. I was like, yeah, I don't have a jacket. It's cold. And he's like, I can take you to my favorite bar in town. I was like, all right. So he took me to this bar. In the meantime, I had called my girlfriend, and she was kind of a magical, kind of a unicorn type who was constantly manifesting and wishing things into existence. And she started looking around, how can I save him? She put a plea out on, I think, MySpace, and somebody responded and said, hey, well, how much is the repairs on the van? And said, we don't really know. It could be $500. It could be thousands of dollars. It might be who knows what. And she's like, well, I got that. And so she basically donated this massive amount of cash to the situation. We only ended up, it was a problem was the alternator. So we ended up, just fixing it ourselves. We didn't need any money. But in the interim, we kind of made this new friend who had a unique situation. And she told this story and she said, well, hey, I know that Jake likes pool. I have this pool table. My parents just bought their carpenter's house. It sounded like maybe she had come from a situation where they had a little extra money. And the way I understood it, she's like, there's a pool table in the basement. I was like, sweet, I want it. And so I got a truck to come pick it up. I rented I borrowed my mom's truck and borrowed my brother's drywalling trailer. And we were headed out there to go get it. On the way out, I get a call from her and she says, sorry, my sister does not want you to have the pool table. They're a Cuban family, and her sister had something against just like regular old guys like myself, and didn't want to give it. And so she was going to keep it. And she's like, but I still have these, there's like some speakers and some weird stuff in the basement, that the Carpenters left when, I'm just like, the Carpenters, they must have built this house, That's interesting to have the family carpenter. I never thought of that. So anyway, we show up. Sure enough, she's got a U-Haul. We go in this U-Haul and there's these giant speakers in there, and there's like a reel-to-reel tape machine, a bunch of cool old Uri EQs or whatever, I don't know how you say it, but like fancy EQs and like different gear, studio gear. And then it gets more clear. She starts talking about the Carpenters and she says Karen Carpenter. And then I come to realize that Karen Carpenter was living with her parents in this little town where they bought this house. They bought the Carpenters, the band, that house, their house. And that's where this then gear all came from. So there ended up being this truckload of amazing, neat old studio gear, basically made of unobtainium, these giant 15-inch dual concentric speakers in here. And the drivers alone are just beautiful and sought after. And anyway, so that's how they came to be here. I drove them back in a trailer. So now we are curating these lovely speakers here in town, down at Legit Music.